Okay, welcome back to another brand new video. We're here with Indie Laser because I need your assistance of laser cutting. So we're gonna be modifying the H500i based on my design. But the file that I gave to Indie Laser is not really good, so he had to like redraw everything. So special thanks to Indie Laser. But before that, who are you? I'll put the link in the description down below because he has done some really cool work in the past. But today we're gonna be looking at my one. I want to continue the design like concept from NZXT, which is like minimalist and also many holes, because I personally think that it is quite too simple. It looks like it's a really empty canvas right now, and I think it just needs a little bit more. So let's get started. Oh guys, check it out. This is probably one of the biggest laser cutting machine I've ever seen. And apparently I think this is 80 watts, and I'm pretty sure you can cut anything or how big or whatsoever. Let's check it out. So unfortunately we don't have the matte black because he's just running out, and we're just gonna go for a white. So therefore I have to like spray paint the black bits with like a matte spray, which is alright. I don't really mind. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. See, this is why I'm not doing this by drill, because this is very, very precise, and obviously the laser cutter can really help us out.
เจาะใช่ไหมมี NZXT อ่ะ
ใช่ Wow. Wow, check it out. I mean, it looks really precise, obviously, because we're cutting with a laser. Whoa, that looks really cool. Really cool. I'm loving it. เฮ้ยขอเก็บอันนั้นหน่อย NZXT อ่ะ
มีใคร
เอามาขอได้ไหม Alright. Whoa, 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 what are you doing? Oh my god, can you show us? Okay,
ขาวไหม
Oh wow, that is amazing! Look at that. Can you put on here? Yeah, thank you. Wow, that is really cool actually. I'm digging that, I'm digging that. Alright guys, a big thanks to Indie Laser for sponsoring me the acrylic panels and also cutting it as well. มีอะไรจะฝากไหมครับพี่ก่อนที่ผมจะ modify ต่อ
ฝากผลงานแล้วกันนะครับก็ในปีนี้จะมีทำอยู่อีกทั้งหมด3ตัว
อ๋อเหรอ
3ตัวซึ่งตัวแรกก็จะเป็นตัวนี้ P5 ใช่ครับตัวนี้แล้วก็อีกตัวหนึ่งเป็นของ Colorful
colorful
ปลายปี
cool
นะครับแล้วก็ปีหน้าเลยอีกตัวหนึ่งน่าจะประมาณสักมกราคมกุมภาน่าจะได้เห็น
อ๋อเหรอ
ครับก็เป็นโปรเจกต์ใหญ่ทั้ง2ตัวก็ฝากติดตามไว้ผลงานด้วยครับทางเพจ Indie Laser
Facebook, right? Yeah, go check them out. I'll put the link in the description down below, and see you later, man. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, so back in my place, let's quickly go over what we've laser cutted. And actually it's better to look like down here. So this is the Psu Shroud, or you can call it the side panel because it's at the side and it's still covering the Psu, right? What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna spray paint this bit black, alright? And spray paint this as well, NZXT black as well, and glue it on there so it looks kind of like low-key. And over here, I'm gonna spray paint this matte white so that it continues with the, you know, the NZXT line thing, if you know what I mean. You'll see that in a minute. And as for the front panel we have here, as we saw earlier, I'm gonna spray paint this matte black. This has gotta look really cool. And I'm gonna put it right there. Spray paint this matte white. And of course, I have to cut a rectangular hole over here so that we can have extra ventilations on the case. Obviously, another hole here. I plan to put like a white LED so that the NZXT logo will like nicely light up in the dark. And also another hole over here, so extra ventilations on the case. So since we're gonna cut a hole in front of the case over here, my plan was to actually like take out all these rivets and like take this entire front panel off. But unfortunately, I don't have a drill right now because my cousin is like borrowing it right now. Actually like looking around and stuff, and it seems that it's possible like just cutting a hole over here and then it will kind of eat up the little bit of the structure inside, but I guess it's gonna be fine. But before we start cutting any hole with a Dremel, we will have to take out all this really important things. For example, the NZXT control hub for the case fan and the LED lights and stuff. As you can see right there, we have to remove all this LED strips here, and also we'll have to remove this button on and off, and also the USB and the audio headphone, and so that all these like tiny debris will like not get on it. And of course, last but not least, we have to like wash it off. Should be fine. So this is it. This is the H500i version 2. I'm just kidding. Version 2 does not exist. NZXT has never launched this. This is my version, by the way. This is my version. As we can see, it is pretty much done. The case is like nicely tucked in, actually, because to be honest, I did a really bad job cutting the squares because I think I haven't used a Dremel in like a very long time. But overall, as we stuck the acrylic panels on, we've managed to hide that imperfections, which is great. I really love it. And yeah, I'm really digging this part as well, how it's like nicely low-key, the NZXT logo. And over here looks pretty cool as well. It's kind of like a continuing line from the inner of the case and then going out. So it looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? I mean, I'll have to be honest, it looks pretty much the same as this one over there. That's the H400i, but I just want, the real deal where we have like real ventilation holes this time. As you notice that I haven't put in a mesh behind this, so maybe I'll put this later down the road. Oh, I nearly forgot, this is probably one of the main key attractions, which is the illuminating NZXT logo. So obviously I'm gonna put white LEDs. This is just like a normal frosted acrylic, which I've wrapped the LEDs around it with super glue, and obviously I have to hook this up to the Molex, so that should be pretty easy. That concludes the end of the case mod. But of course, it's not the end of the video because we still have to build this computer, right? We have to water cool it, and we have to make it work because it's a computer, it's a case. It needs to have components inside. So I don't know if you watched my previous video. I'll put the link in the description down there or up here or whatever. I've actually built this computer already. And so the parts that you're gonna see is pretty much the same except for the motherboard. We're gonna be using the Z370 Aorus Ultra Gaming 2.0 this time. And as for the SSDs, I'm gonna be using the Panther Pacer, which looks pretty nice and pretty cool, right? And of course, I'm gonna be upgrading the RAM to this really cool Panther DDR4. And guess what color it is, everybody? It's nice and gold. Look at that, blingin' gold. So these are by Pacers, and they're called, Panther DDR4 gaming module DRAM. Looks amazing. I mean, you rarely would find like a gold RAM. And I'm really digging this. Look at this. I know it's not RGB or anything like that, but look at that. Imagine you have like a blingin' rig full of gold fittings. Unfortunately, I don't have gold fittings, but it'll be cool though. Alright, let's get started with the build and hope you enjoy. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to subscribe because I do a lot of these kind of things, modify computers, computer events, and you know what, just check out my channel. Let's start the build.